going to be doing brick effect render once again, and the first thing I gotta do is get all this old boast plaster off. First things first, gotta get all this loose render off so that I have a nice new fresh base coat, a scratch coat that will hopefully last a long time. And same goes for the top coat, the brick effect render that I'm going to be doing. So if you still want to miss out on that, you're gonna have to stick it to the end here. But yeah, always recommend taking off the old render if you're gonna re-render. And as you can see, it's crumbly and has a bit of a poor finish to it after all these years, but definitely has served its time, and actually quite therapeutic there, watching the render getting taken off with a bit of speed. And again, who doesn't love watching render getting reapplied? And like I said, I have a good strong mix here, actually going 3:1 my usual, and SBR in the mix, and have also primed the wall for some better grip as well, just trying to buckle some braces. Quite awkward, like I said, so using my wee half trowel and stuff underneath the bell cast here to get nice even scratch coat. As everything will follow, you need to have a good strong scratch coat and nice and even, and everything will follow suit. Tools I'm using are the Ragni and the Pointsman Hawk. I have also used my cut up Marshalltown, and the scratcher thinks a Refina scratcher. And the reason, just using what was in the buckets previous from another job really. And as you can see, I have to scratch this in a couple of different directions just to get a nice key on it. I don't want to be leaving any baldy spots. As you can see, nicely scratched, and it won't have either a negative effect or positive. I just want to make sure I get a good scratch coat on it, a nice key for my next coats to bond. And here comes the Refina margin trowel. It's quite handy for in here, be able to get lots of pressure on and get my render well pressed in. It's quite important, guys, is to get it pressed into all the nooks and crannies, as anywhere there's any hollows, any air pockets, water will follow, and where water gets and then frost comes, you'll end up with a bit of a loose spot there very quickly. But you can see it's working a treat for me. And again, I'm going to have to scratch this one up the way, as my scratcher is never going to fit in there. And just offering up a wee straight edge here. I think it's just a wee half trowel. Give me a shout out, guys, if anybody remembers the video where I actually made the half trowel. My tool has been used so often, pulls you out of so many holes. And if you haven't watched it, I recommend you go and see what I do with my old damaged trowels. This is the brick I'm going to try and replicate. I won't get it exact. I won't get the exact colour or pattern, but I'll get pretty close. And it didn't spill SBR all over the step, I promise. That step's going to get coated with acrylic render. So it was all dusted down and primed. But always nice to see the scratch coat finished. And this is us. Now I call this the butter coat. It's really the second coat, and this is a 4:1 ratio. As you can see, So I like to get this as straight. Don't spend loads and loads of time straightening it, but I get it nice and straight, so you don't have to go overkill on it. But it's important to try and form your corners while you're going. And what a day, what great weather I'm having today for this job. So that's me well underway now with the colour coding, and kind of always try to be quick when I'm doing it, as it's nice to cut out when it's dry-ish, but when things start to get too dry it becomes a lot more difficult. Not only is it more physical, but you can get a lot more crumbly edges and stuff, so your finish could look a lot more poor and not as crisp as you might want. So it's detail time, the bit everybody wanted to see, and here it is. A lot of measuring, a lot of cutting, and definitely my favourite part of the job as well, as things start to really come together. And once you have that done, it's really just tidying up. And who doesn't love the home time, you know? And the end of the job is near. That is what it's all about. I always try to pay as much attention to detail as possible, and I think you get the rewards when you do so. So what's the thoughts so far, guys? Have you enjoyed this video? Is it something that's interesting to you? Believe it or not, I might have a even more detailed brick effect render video to post. So if this one does well, I'll definitely spend time editing the next video and get it uploaded.